Sure, no worries at all. Yeah,
Okay.
go right ahead, sir. Let me let
I'll
Neil in.
tell you what. No, we'll get started, and then I'll maybe we'll introduce that video a little bit, and then I can run and grab it. Yeah, then we'll do
Well,
that.
I could talk to
We'll get
Neil about
started.
the
I'm
powder
good.
room if he's coming in now, but we're on
Oh,
live,
good.
so go right ahead.
That would be excellent if you could do that. Okay. Let me say hello to
Sure.
him first, and then I'll get out the way. Brother Neil, you there?
Yeah, hey,
Hey,
Nate.
man, how you
Hey,
doing?
Chris. Yeah,
Good evening to you,
good
brother
evening.
All
Neil.
right, all
Welcome back,
right.
Hey,
brother.
yeah.
Live from the powder room. Go ahead, brother.
I hear you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm,
Yes,
I'm gonna pop
sir.
off for just 1 second, man. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Again, a big shout out, brother Neil Owens, joining us during Nathaniel Gadsden's Writers Wordshop. Again, here Friday evening, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the Voice 17104. I'd like to say good evening to brother Neil. Welcome back, my blessed
Hey,
brother. How
Chris,
you,
thank
man?
you, man. God bless. God bless to be here again. Another week, another day here, man. Blessing God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's truly a blessing, man. It beats the alternative. Again, we're
Yeah.
looking forward to hearing some great poetry tonight. What's new going on in your life other than being a great guest this past weekend on the Powder Room with Lizelle Powder, man, if I may say so myself?
Yeah. Thanks. Well, it's just I'm just trying to finish up my well, actually I finished the novel, and so I
Okay,
need to just go over it for the next 2 weeks. I got to get it out by the end of this
sure.
month to the editor so I can get it ready for um, put into a contest, a
Okay,
very
okay.
important contest, and then also get it ready for publication in September. But I'm
Now,
going
is
to
this
send it.
a
I'm going to send it to you also when it's all dead and done. Because again, I
sure?
I want to be when I release it.
I
I
would
want to be on your show.
I would love to read it, man. Your ability to tell a story, man, is almost unmatched, man. It makes me wonder, some of the people that inspired you growing up, that you cultivated such a love, for writing, and being an author. Who were some of the people, man, or who are some of the people that have, inspired you in your career, man?
One person, man, Sam Greenlee, the author of The
Okay,
Spook Who Sat by the Door.
sure.
That was it, man. That was it. That that was it. Of course, you know about James Baldwin and all these other folks, but
Sure.
that one, that's the person, man, I credit.
Now, is this someone you actually met in person, or is it just someone
No,
that you looked up
I
to?
never met in person. Just read the book. My mother had the book,
Okay.
and I read the book and I saw the movie, and I was like, wow, it was just powerful, man.
Wow. Now, what was the setting of the movie itself, man, in the book?
It's um, it's about the black man. It's about the CIA, with the affirmative action
Okay,
back
yes,
in,
sir.
and they had to hire the CIA had to hire a black person,
Okay,
so they had a bunch of black candidates, and most of them didn't realize that the the CIA was spying on everything that they did when they was in
sure.
training. But they went through all the training, and this one black guy, he was perfect Uncle Tom like guy.
Okay, okay,
And
okay.
so they thought he was like the Uncle Tom. He was like the perfect Negro. Yeah, he's
Sure,
the
sure,
perfect
sure.
one. He played that role perfectly. So they loved him. And they said, he's the one we want. And
Wow.
they hired him. And like I said, he was like in the Xerox room.
Yes,
He's the
sir.
CIA agent. He had all the knowledge, all the information, he had all the training.
Sure,
He
sure.
was working the Xerox. But he was
Wow.
getting all the top secret information. He
Yes,
had all he
sir.
was making Xerox. And so when he left the CIA, he started a revolution.
Okay.
He started a revolution with the blacks, and he went to Chicago, and they started a big revolution, man. And there was a lot of stuff going on. That was a
Spook was up
powerful
by the
movie,
door.
man.
I already know.
Wow. Oh, you seen the movie as well, Dr.
Big
Gaston?
time. Yeah, man. 1,000 times and read the book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. Now, what
yeah.
year did that come out? Because I think I missed it. Or did it
Mm.
recently come? Well, I think it
Woo, that
recently
was in the
came out.
I think in the
'70s, man.
70s, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
that was the
probably why I
'70s.
missed it then. I was
Yeah.
just born right around that time,
Yeah, the
man.
'70s, man.
I could look it up real quick and see what.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, man. That's it. The Spooky Set by Door. You can fight the that's a powerful movie, man.
Is it still out? No, I'm sure it still can be found
Yeah, I'm sure
somewhere.
you
Have you
can.
seen
Yeah,
it
you can
recently?
find it. Yeah, you can find it on some of these. You can find it, man.
Like
On
A&E or something like that?
I mean, maybe not A&E, but I don't know if you had some of these. there's a lot of different movies where they come on different things.
Okay,
You
okay.
can probably find it, man. I mean, it's
I'm gonna have to check
really,
it out. Sure, sure, sure.
really
'Cause
a
it
powerful.
inspired you. I'm sure it got to move
Oh
me too. It
man,
moved
yeah, man,
anyone else that would see it. I'm sure.
yeah. I
It
mean,
says in
they
1973, the movie came out. 1969 was the novel.
Okay, okay.
The novel came out by Sam Greenlee in 1969. The movie came out in 1973.
Well, you
Yeah,
guys obviously got a few years on me. 73, I was just three, man. So I probably
you
was.
were just three. Oh my goodness. Good howdy. I was graduating from college in 73, man.
Sure, sure, sure. Understood.
Wow.
Neil was talking about he's preparing for a contest coming up, Dr. Nate.
Oh,
And he's getting his book ready to send to the
yeah,
editor. So you may want to pick up on that conversation from there.
sounds good, man. Sounds good. Okay, great. You said, you mean the book is going to be in the contest?
yeah. It's the
Fantastic, man. Good
reader's first.
stuff.
I'll
Good
be putting
stuff.
it in there. Yeah,
All right. All right. Well, I think you're ready myself. I
yeah,
think you're ready.
yeah. I feel good about it. I definitely put the work there. So you know, win or lose, no matter what. I mean, it's
That's right.
definitely the quality of the work won't change. It's
That's right.
definitely good.
Yeah, man. You got that Sam Greenlee kind of touch to you. So,
Yeah,
listen, the only thing you can do is your best. You
yeah.
can't judge it for yourself because
That's
you never
right.
know what the judges are looking for. But
Right,
you're
right. You
ready. I
never know.
take
That's
that.
just on it's on
Mhm.
them, man. You know what they
It's
looking
on
for.
them. That's right. Now, which book are you putting forth for the contest?
It's the rise and fall of the fourth Reich.
Oh, that is the one. Okay, excellent. Okay. Good, good, good. Well, that's the one you should put forth, man. It's timely, well written, great storytelling, I think. And so best of luck to you for that. Did you talk about like, what the contest is or anything like that? You may not want to reveal that right now, but
Yeah,
you
but
know,
it's called Reader's Favorite, and it's a pretty
hmm,
prestigious contest. I mean,
nice. Hmm.
Jim Curry, who's an actor, you probably
Yeah,
know him, Jim Curry, the actor.
sure.
You know,
Hmm.
yeah, one of his books, he wrote a book and it won the award there.
Jim Carrey, okay.
A lot of the some of the traditional publishers,
Hmm.
you know, Penguin, Random House, all these, they put their writers into this contest also. Their books, they put
Okay.
them into this contest. So it's open for traditional and independents. One of the few contests that has independents where they allow independents to compete against traditional
Hmm.
publishers.
Okay, and it's called
Called Reader's Favorite.
Reader's favorite. Man, that's nice. Good stuff. Yeah, well, Bill, best of luck to you for that. Again, you're ready, because you well craft your book, and you never know what someone else has out there, but that's not the point. The only thing you can do is your best. That's when I say even when you run in a race, I can't, if I don't run fast enough, I just don't run fast.
That's it.
I run as fast as I
Hey,
can run. The
there
next
you
dude
go.
outrun me,
All
okay.
right.
What can I do? I saw something that was so funny, man. It was on Facebook, and it showed where this guy he was running, leading the race the whole time. It looked like it was a mile run or something like that. Two African brothers too, and the one African brother at the end had a kick and went past him. The dude punched him in the back. As he went across, I'm like, how do you? What the? What are you mad about? He punched the guy in the back, man. I'm like, come on, talk about sportsmanship. Bro, you ran out of gas, you just ran out of gas. That's
Yeah.
all it is. Funny stuff, man. Funny stuff. Yeah, but anyhow. Yeah, I'm so glad that I'm sure that the movie Sam Greenlee will be kind of dated now. I mean, 1973, the styles look different, all kind of stuff, but
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
storytelling is timeless, though.
yeah,
The
yeah.
storytelling is timeless, and I'm glad he brought that piece out, man. Back in the day, that was it for me. I remember seeing, I was like, man, this is pretty heavy, you know.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Damn, maybe
Yeah.
go back and read the book. I saw the movie before I read the book, actually. I said, wow, okay, good, good, good. Well, let me just say this real quick, and then we'll get into the discussion like we always do. To the folks just tuning in, hey, this is the Writers Workshop. Whoa, there's a woman amongst us. What the? Hey, wait a
Hey,
minute.
bro.
We've been
Hello.
invaded.
Oh,
What's
I'm
going
telling
on,
you,
Rob?
this rush through cyberspace was a killer
Yeah, all right. Cyberspace.
in cyberspace. I'm trying to say, you remember Sally?
Yes.
She just called me. I'm gonna send her the link. She wants to come.
Oh, okay. Now you're talking about she read some poetry before with us?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And she was up at the Kwanzaa and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was at the Kwanzaa.
Excellent. Okay, good. Yeah, have her come on. That's wonderful. She's writing a book, in fact, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's writing a book on, I think it's not autism. What is it? No, not epilepsy.
It is on epilepsy.
Epilepsy. That's what it
Yeah,
is. Yes,
she
yes,
just
yes.
called me and asked me, and I told her, I said, I'm trying to get back home. So
Mhm.
I got here.
Yeah, I don't know. I have my phone down. Hope she may have actually reached out to me. Well, yeah. So just let her know to come on, and just tell her don't share the link. Because we don't share it unless we're inviting people on with these crazy times. But I'm glad
I
she's coming
know.
on. Excellent. Good. 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 Well, this is Ro Brady, everybody. For those persons just tuning in, and Ro's an excellent writer, as is Neil. They're the two novelists, in-house novelists. I'll say they just got it going on and doing good stuff. We were just talking about Sam Greenlee in Neil's book. Also, he's entering into a contest, and so this is good stuff. I'm glad to hear. And that's something we need to encourage more people to do, to put this stuff out there and put it in context. But let's say this before I go into the other thing I was gonna say. That is, but make sure you have a good editor. Make sure you do your due diligence. Is that right, Neil?
Yeah,
Yeah, do your due diligence, because once you put it out there, it's out there. And
yeah,
Ro, you
definitely.
have a business that talks about that. Is that right?
Oh yes, clean page editing. Um,
Mhm.
Gosh, it's been almost 6 months since I've started doing this.
There
Isn't
you
it
go.
funny how time flies? But
Yeah. Well, I
yeah,
don't see it as so funny anymore now that I got older. It's
eh,
like,
well,
wait
me
a
either. But,
minute.
but you know how the cliche goes. It's funny as
Oh
time
yeah.
flies. But yeah,
It
you're
time
right. It does
flies.
go.
Yes.
The older you get, the quicker it seems to fly by.
It seems to go. Woo, Lord have mercy. But
Yeah.
it's all good. But anyhow, we'll talk more about that as well, because I want people to know about the business and how they can if they're serious about writing out there. I hope that you are. We have a couple things coming up, by the way. And one is April the 20th. We're going to have a spectacular program. It's all about the poet and the writer. And it will take place on April the 20th over at Central Penn College. We're still working out some of the bugs and everything, but essentially we're going to have a 2 hour workshop led by Maria Chow, and then we're going to have an open reading and also reception. And it's all about talking about the writers' workshop and things we have planned for the future and things we've already done in the past. We're celebrating at least 47 years this year. And so, we've covered a lot of ground. In fact, we're going to do a retro piece tonight, thanks to Brother Chris. Something I found, and in fact, it was sent to me, and it features Pamela Purnell. It's kind of long. We're not going to do the whole thing, but Pam Purnell is out in Chicago, Illinois, out around that way. She lived here in Harrisburg for years. Her husband was uh, uh, Emery Cook, so we knew her as Pamela Cook. And her and her children were tremendous with the African drums, the poetry, and all that stuff. And you're going to hear some of Pam's poetry tonight by way of a video. And one of the programs we did years ago. But anyhow, Emery is a fine author now, and I'd like to get Emery on. In fact, he's working with my daughter Terry, and Terry is publishing T-Dub Publishing, and my man Emery is a really good writer in terms of some of the fiction that he's putting out, and also he was an award-winning state championship basketball coach for years. As a great basketball player as well, but he coached Susquehanna Township High School, I think, to 2 championships, statewide championships. So real good people. So just a great family. His sons played on the team for him, and the one boy, by the way, right now is in Israel, I believe. He lived in China for a while and a long time, and worked with Joe Summers. Then he moved to a couple other areas, and now he's living, I believe, he's in Israel, doing a lot of great work over there as well. So real bright kids, real into the arts, and mom and dad were both dynamic people. In fact, there goes Embry. He's on the left there in that picture. That's me and my big head in the middle, and that's my wife Pat there. And I forget where we were. I think we were in some event, and Brother Emery was being featured there. Thank you for finding that picture, Brother Chris. Good stuff, good stuff. Anyhow, so let's do it real quick. April the 20th, it's again, mark this down, folks. We are looking for all poets, all writers to converge on Central Penn College. We're going to hopefully have a hookup, Neil, if you want to come on and be live with us. We're going to try to live stream it and all that kind of good stuff, and just have everybody, participate. And it's like our kickoff to, of course, it's April is what? It is Poetry Month. And so it's going to be our big Poetry Month celebration. And but we're celebrating not just poets, but writers in general. And we're just gonna have a lot of fun. It's gonna be somewhere between 3 and 8. We'll have like a workshop between 3 and 5, and then a reception from 5 to 6, with some heavy hors d'oeuvres, all that kind of thing, and some music. And then we'll have an open poetry reading, or open reading. People can read poetry and prose. The prose can't be real long, but we'll work it out.
Did Maria
As
tell
we
you
always
that?
do.
Did Maria tell you that me, her, and Wendy will be at Open Stage on Sunday night
I
for,
saw that. In
yeah,
fact, I was going to mention that, but go ahead and talk about it, please.
yeah. They're doing a tribute to Anne Frank. There was a quote that Anne Frank said about all people are basically good at heart. So it's the festival is called the Good at Heart Festival.
Mhm.
Sankofa will be doing a presentation. Mary, which I'm really, Sankofa is just amazing. Anything that Saria Benz does is fabulous.
Should we get in? Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll be doing a presentation too of theater, and Maria invited me to go tomorrow night, so I'm excited about that. But Sunday night at 7 o'clock, there'll be the three of us doing she told me we have 20 minutes apiece, so we will all three of us will be doing poetry.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, we're open stage, right?
Yes.
And where's open stage?
Open Stage. Oh, what street is Open Stage on? My heaven.
It's called Court Street.
Street. Yes, Court Street. I could not remember. Yes, downtown Harrisburg, Court Street. I don't remember the address. You just go to somewhere so often you
Yeah.
just get
Yeah.
there.
So it's literally, or if you go down Market, and you'll see literally right past the Hilton, you make that little turn into the alley, and that's the Court Street. In fact, the reason I always remember that is they had a wonderful poetry piece using all of the Wordshop folks back in the day, and it was called Court Street Poetry Jam. And I don't know if
25
you remember
North
that.
Court Street.
Huh?
25 North Court Street.
25 North Court Street.
Yep.
Okay,
I
25
had to
North
look it
Court Street.
up.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So that's, check it out. Now, is there a cost to that, Rob?
You have to put in a reservation, but no, for the festival, there's no cost.
Okay, for the festival's no cost? How
Yeah.
about your reading on Sunday? There's no
No,
cost?
because we're part of the festival. Now there is
Okay,
there is a cost. You have to buy a ticket for the Sankofa presentation.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a thing with Anne Frank and who's the other person? It was a play that they put on that was supposed to be just outstanding. We missed it.
I
But it
know.
was Anne Frank and
Uh, I know who
not
you're
Nel, not
yeah.
Nelson Mandela, but
Tills,
was it
Tills, Emmett Tills.
Emmett Till. Anne
Mhm.
Frank and Emmett Till. That's what that,
Yeah,
yeah, I heard it was just outstanding. But
I
anyhow,
know.
so
I
okay.
missed it.
But that's good. That's good. And Brother Neil, you were talking about the contest that you're entering into, which is coming up soon. Again, it's called the Reader's Favorites. Is that right? Oh, you're muted right now, brother. Yeah, you're muted.
Yes, it's called Reader's Favorite.
Okay, Reader's Favorite. All right, fantastic. Well, again, we're going to be pulling for you, man, and best of luck. When would you know, the results of that?
They won't the deadline, actually the deadline for getting it in is June 1st.
June 1st.
And the announcement will be made on September 1st.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Excellent, man. September 1st is not right around the corner, unfortunately, but it'll be here before you know it. But this is good. Okay. Anything else happening in your neck of the woods, Neil?
I'm just stuck. I'm just in the house mostly, man, focusing on working. So I'm not
Okay.
tuned to what's going on out there. I might hit the gym and
Mm-hmm.
and you meet some very interesting people at the YMCA, man. A lot of smart brothers, a lot of good
Yeah,
people, man. Have some good dialogue.
yeah.
That's good. I met some real cool people, man.
That's great. That's great.
That's
Okay.
good. That's really good. Other than that, I'm really stuck
All
in
right.
finishing up
But
this
you're
book.
doing your work though. You're doing your writing, so that's good, man. Keep it going. At least, be productive. I know you are.
Oh,
By the way, bro, I did make it down to, was it called Heart and Soul Bookstore? Is
oh,
that what the name
yeah,
of it?
Heart and Soul.
Heart
Yeah.
and Soul. We did. Pat and I went down last Saturday
Yeah,
and
yeah,
got,
she's extended
yeah,
her hours.
say it again.
She's extended her hours. I noticed on her
Oh,
IG page, she's open
okay.
longer than what she was before. So
Okay.
her business must be picking up. I hope so.
I hope so too. Yeah, it's a nice quaint little place, and she said that when you guys do a reading there, it's like what she said, maybe 15 people or whatever. She said it's a small area, but you could have maybe 15 up there, whatever,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So I hope people find it. We kept looking, and I thought for sure it's on if you're going down Inglestown Road's on the right hand side. It turns out it's on the left hand side.
Side.
We finally found it, finally saw it, and went in and didn't get a chance to meet the owner yet. But we did
I
meet the young lady
know.
that sets there, yeah, so, you know.
I
But
haven't
anyway,
met Ashley yet either. There was something else.
her name is
Oh,
Ashley.
I sent you something today. Look at
Okay,
your text
I didn't
message.
see it, but,
I sent you the cover artist.
oh, good, thank you. And
Yeah,
also, I did get your text about, finishing those other pieces, so I'll make sure
yeah,
I got to do
we're
that this
down to the
weekend.
wire now.
Yeah, we're down there, we're gonna get it done. And I will stop dragging my feet, I'll be on that, okay? All
Okay.
right, very good, yeah, because you've been doing great work. Is that, here she goes, how you doing? All
Oh, I'm
right.
in here. How about you all?
We're
Sorry.
doing
Hey,
great, thank
Sally.
you. Good to see
Hello.
you.
All right. Hello.
Hello,
Yeah, Rose
everybody.
said you were going to come on. This is great. This is great. How you
Yes,
been?
I'm hanging in here dealing with a teenager. So,
I hear you. You
how's
want to
everyone?
introduce yourself to everybody?
Hello, everyone. I'm Sally.
Okay.
Hi, Sally Neal.
Hello, Neil, Mr. Neil.
Mhm. And Ro, of course.
Yes, Miss Roll.
Yes, indeedy. And I understand you're working on the project, writing still. You're still working on your project?
Yes, getting closer to get done. Trying my best.
Okay, fantastic. You want to
Don't.
talk about it for a minute? Tell us what the project is?
Yes, my book is about living with epilepsy and also in educating people about natural herbs as well as how to advocate for themselves. If they're not comfortable
Fantastic.
with a physician, they should travel elsewhere to get medical care.
Okay. All right. And that's something that you say you practice what you preach.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, because you just had a recent, you don't have to name the institutions, but you kind of ran into that situation recently, is that right?
That is correct. And Monday I'll be traveling over 142 miles elsewhere because I don't trust the medical field in this area. So I'm going to go elsewhere.
Wow, 142. Okay, you do what you got to do. That's right. And this other place that you're going to, you're more familiar with them and you know them and all that.
This will be the second time that I go. It's in a much
Okay.
larger city. I'll go by the train and get
Mhm.
off, take an Uber to the facility, and hopefully they can help me. Because I'm not
Fantastic. Okay.
assistance here.
Okay. Good for you. Well, best of luck with that. I know you're going to work hard on it. And are you looking for a publisher at this point, or
I'm trying to decide. I don't know which specific company that I want to go with. So that's what I'm trying to
Mhm.
do. So, but I
Okay.
have a few
Good.
people on my mind. I just different prices, and I have to see some of their work first.
Well, you have other two good people here, brother Neil and also Sister Rhoda. They're very adept at getting that stuff published and everything. They can sure give you some sage advice too, I'm sure. So, yeah. And you know Terry, you've met Terry before. And so she
Yeah,
has, yeah, I think so, yeah. So you have some options out there. Believe me, you do. Yeah, but anyhow, welcome aboard. So glad that you're here. So
thank you.
we just gonna do first off, I want to do a little, I know Brother Chris always brings up some videos for us, but I want to do a retro piece real quick. And then we'll talk and, have you read some of your works and talk about things we're gonna do. I mentioned that we're gonna do something on the 20th. Don't forget that on the 30th, yeah, that's March the 30th, we will have our Easter egg hunt. That's next Saturday, isn't it? Sure is.
Yes, it is.
My goodness. But anyhow, we have an Easter egg hunt, annual Easter egg hunt over at 900 South Arlington Avenue. And
Okay.
there you go. And it's going to be a blast. We're going to have a lot of fun. Hopefully the weather will play, good with us like it did last year, because we had a great turnout last year and a whole bunch of good stuff going on. And so anyhow, hope that you'll come out and join us. It's Easter extravaganza. It's a free event, and it's for the whole family. And the kids had a ball last year. We hope that they'll have a ball again this year. And then the parents seem to enjoy it as much as as the children did. In fact, we had to tell the parents they could not go out there and get the eggs and candy. What are y'all doing? They was running out there grabbing stuff quicker than the kids were. It was
Okay.
truly funny. But anyhow, we had a great time. So, whatever you do, check us out next Saturday. It's starting at 12 noon. And we will have a lot of fun there at 900 South Arlington Avenue here in Harrisburg. It's in Union Deposit area. And we'll be outside, so you won't miss us. And bring your kids, please, whatever you do, bring kids, okay? And then on the 20th of April, we're going to have our, annual event. It's going to be a workshop led by Maria Chow, and you'll have a lot of fun with that. She's very good. And then also, we're going to have an open poetry reading. And we're trying to get everybody and anybody that wants to read poetry and come out and have some fun. We're going to have music, we're going to have food. It's going to have a real blast, so that's going to happen. And don't forget, don't sleep on Sunday. This coming Sunday at Open Stage, you'll see Ro Brady, Maria Chow, and also Wendy Noche Onye. Each one of them will be doing poetry. They're at Open Stage, 25 Court Street, I think Ro told us. 25 Court Street here in Harrisburg. And starts at 7 o'clock, Ro?
Yes, it does.
And that's each poet will have 20 minutes to perform, and each poet is very, very good in their own way and own right. So please check them out. And as part of a larger festival, I understand that Sharia Ben in Sankofa will be performing it's around Anne Frank, based on what Ro was telling us. And so you want to check that out. Just go on the line, look up Open Stage here in Harrisburg, and understand you have to register, Ro?
Yes, you have to register for the festival, but then you also have to buy a ticket if you plan on going to see Mary
Okay.
at Copa Production.
Fantastic. Good. And Mary's must be was it that Saturday or that Sunday?
I'm going tomorrow night with Maria at 7. So I think they're having a presentation Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, not tonight. Okay. All right then. So Saturday and Sunday, they're at Open Stage, Mary. Okay, good. Excellent. And there are so many other good things going on. Just check them out, stay tuned, and just stay involved. At this point, though, let us do this. I'm going to ask Brother Chris if he'll bring up the video. And this is an old piece. Mary Speaks. There you go. Yes, I've seen this advertisement many times. So it is tonight, the 23rd, and then it goes all the way through the 30th. Okay, so got to check that out. Sankofa. Sankofa does great work, by the way. And that's Maria Chow. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, indeed, that's Maria. She does the
It's my literary road dog.
there you go, literary road dog. Now this is Pamela Purnell, and this is the young Nate Gaston. Oh my goodness! But anyhow, this was a writers' workshop event long ago, and from the archives, I was sent this piece, and I was like, "What?" 1999 performance of original, and what does it say there? Okay. Oh, Harlem Renaissance poetry. Okay. But anyhow, this is, I believe, Pamela Purnell, Pamela Cook. We knew her as then. She's Pamela Purnell now. She lives in Chicago, Illinois now, but she used to be a resident here. And we're going to hear a little bit of this. It's a long piece, but we're not going to do the whole thing.
I'm gonna try to play it, Dr. Gaston. You have to let me know, can you hear it or not? The volume sounds low on my end, but it may be okay. You guys will just have to be the judge of that.
Oh, you know what? Let me see. Okay. Now, how can I bring my volume up here? I meant to do that earlier. Okay. All right. Let's try it once and see how
Lost like Betty Curtis tonight, and
it sounds.
my sister Ben Blackston, who's also going to do for us tonight.
That the loudest it goes?
So I'm going to introduce small lady.
Yeah.
Let me introduce Pam Cook first, okay? Give her a big hand.
I love Brother Gaston, and he asked me, I forgot it was my husband's night too. And I said yes, so I just couldn't turn around and say no after I said yeah, we'll talk. You were expecting Tamika, and I was going to pretend to be Tamika.
Can you hear that, folks, or is it too loud?
I don't want you to feel like you
You're
missed
on
I
mute
can
right
hear it.
now.
I can hear it.
storytelling and poetry and gospel.
I can hear it.
I can hardly hear it.
I
Okay.
really don't know what going to entertain you, and I'm going to enlighten you, I'm going to make you think, I'm going to make you feel. Many poets are here who love poetry. There's one poem I wrote, and it says, if I didn't have poetry, I would go crazy. I mean, how else can I dig deep inside and reach far away? You see, poetry helps me pull out my feelings inside, and poetry helps me pull down the dreams in my skies. Poetry helps me to reach in someone else's soul. I find with just a pencil, I can pull out my thoughts and write them down on paper and see me staring back at me. I find myself introduced to some other stranger. I wrote
Brother
that
Chris,
out.
I'm gonna ask you to stop that for me, please.
I like to tell poetry that I've written, and I love
We try to get back to that. But see, now for me, I wasn't hearing it. It was kind of low and everything, but you know, we'll see. We'll work with that. And yeah, that Pamela? You see me? Oh, that's Maria Child. Yeah, that's Pamela. Yeah. Hey Maria, how you doing?
Good.
Good seeing you. Glad you came on.
How
We
are
were just
you?
talking about you and Ro and also Wendy performing on this coming Sunday.
That's right. That's
All
right.
right.
6
Fantastic.
o'clock.
Oh, 6 o'clock?
Yeah, at
Ro?
open stage.
Ro told us 7 o'clock. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, you know.
Bro,
Anyhow,
Mary speaks.
she was trying to cut you. No, this but anyhow, so it is 6 o'clock, Ro. Write that down. Are you sure? You sure, Maria? It's 6 o'clock?
Yeah,
Well,
it is.
All right.
I
Okay.
told me it was Saturday.
that is I did do that. But then I checked the website. It's 6
Okay.
o'clock.
Okay, so now
On Sunday. All right. Real good. Real good. Let me introduce, can you introduce yourself, Maria?
Hi, I'm Maria James Chow. And I'm a poet and playwright. And I first came to the Writers Workshop in 1998.
Mm,
Wow.
mm.
Hey.
And you came there because you had somebody that knew about the workshop. I think, who was that?
Yep, Richard James, my
There you
dad,
go.
brought me there.
Oh yeah. How's he doing, by the way?
Uh, he's hanging in there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just keep praying he
Mhm.
can come home soon.
We hope so too. Yeah. Yeah. We got to do a tribute to him and lift up his spirits. We just have to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's make that happen. Let's make that happen. There are two people I'm gonna do tributes to, by the way, real quickly. Brother Richard James and also our good buddy that we just lost. Oh, come on now. Whew. I'm doing that more and more lately. But anyhow, the great poet who just passed, Marie Louise Weaver. Marie Louise Weaver. We lost her about a month ago. And so you know,
didn't know that.
Marie, oh yeah, she
Aw.
passed about a month ago, yeah. And
Mm.
she was just fantastic. I mean, you know, great spirited woman, great poet, you know, and everything. And just sad to hear that, you know, she passed. So we're going to definitely do a tribute to one, you know, one who's still with us and one who's transitioned. And let's just do it. That's how we do. We have to honor the writers, you know. But Maria, for those who don't know, also had a tremendous showing of what's called Hair Story.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, and it was directed by Ro Brady. Come on now. So the
Yeah.
writers here and also the directors here, and that was really, really, really well done. So I just want to say hats off to you. And I understand you're trying to bring it back, another
Yes.
performance soon.
Yeah. We're still working out some details, but possibly June 3rd. And then definitely June 17th. So June 17th is in conjunction with the Juneteenth
Mhm.
festival, and there's going to be a press conference that day and a poetry contest for the kids and some other speakers and activities. So that'll be June 17th at the Capitol We'll be in the East Wing Rotunda. And
Fantastic,
yeah.
fantastic. Good, good, good. That's excellent. Okay, so I'm glad you told me. And also, I think I just committed myself to something on the 7th. I'm like, because you know, I want to be there for that. That sounds good. So we'll make it happen. All
Okay.
right, real good. So on these, I don't know if you've met. I know you know Ro. I know you know Neil. Have you met Neil before? Neil Owens.
I'm not sure, but I've been listening now and then to his story. So hi, Neil.
How you doing, Maria? Yes.
Good, good. Good to
And
see
then
you.
Sally is also
Right.
on. I don't know if you know Sally or not. What she's Sally still there? Her camera went down. I'm not sure if she's.
Oh,
There she
okay.
goes. Oh, there she goes. Okay. Yeah, you're still muted though, Sally. You're still muted.
Okay, hello,
Okay.
how are you?
Hi, Sally.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, we have some things in common. Dealing with
Oh.
teenagers and and finding other doctors and stuff. I said, oh, we need to talk.
Most definitely, we can anytime. And yes, I'm dealing with
Right.
a 16-year-old.
Mhm.
Oh
Well, I'll
my,
tell you,
I
Just
love him.
getting
I love
started.
him. Woo-wee.
fantastic. Yeah, yeah. The challenges of life. Well, let's get down to the business of reading tonight. Anybody want to read tonight? Anybody want to share? Anyone have anything to share?
You have roll go.
Let me just get
Ladies
my
first.
stuff.
Yeah, this okay, Ro. Did you have something to share?
Sure.
Okay, real good. How about you, Maria? Could you share something with us tonight?
I will. I
Wonderful.
thought I had it next to me and I don't, so I gotta go get it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It'll be well worth the wait.
And where the other guest with the book?
Yeah, I think she went to get it maybe.
Okay.
Hopefully she'll go. Did she? Oh, no. Yeah, when they turned the camera off, they kind of disappeared. But I think she just went to get her book. I hope that's the
Okay.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, because she shared some. We interviewed her, my wife and I, on the show, and she shared a piece of her book there. So I know she can, if she wants to share tonight, she certainly can. And I'll try to share a little something too. I don't have anything right now that's more up to date. Oh, there she goes. Okay, hey, welcome back. Are you going to share also with this, Sally? You going to share something tonight? Good. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Fantastic. Well, listen, why don't we go on and get started then, and we'll go with Ro Brady first, and then we'll do a round robin. You just want to do ladies first, Neil?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, we'll do ladies first, and then we'll bring up the rear, the brotherhood. Okay, good stuff. All right, Ro, you got it.
Okay. I have this one. It's called Deep Black.
Mm.
This deep, dark thing I am is called black. It's powerful. It's full-bodied, like dark roasted seeds from good Mother Earth. It comes boldly forward, remembering the day it couldn't because it was tied down by physical chains, hatred, and poverty. It stands up tall, using its full height and strength to look over the fence for opportunities to blossom. There have been times when the black blossoms were pulled from the root and ground into bits and pieces like forgotten remnants of fossil fuel. Baby, we came up from the ground up, giving birth to diamonds under all that pressure. Pressure that looked like it was killing off our breed. Pressure that pushed us down only to change the direction in which a full revolution would explode. Now that's true Black girl magic. No bunnies, wizards, or wands involved. Just pure know-how, want tos, got tos, and pushing it out. Don't forget about the ones already lying in their graves, dead cold, but left us their inheritance, teaching us enough to be woke. Some woke enough to see the revolution and some to be the revolution. This life is too short not to be thankful for all your deep Black roots.
Not to be thankful for all your deep Black roots. That's a good line. I like that.
That's a
That
very
was
good
very
line.
nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
More than welcome.
So the revolutionary role.
A little.
Oh, she got it in it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Got that Angela Davis thing on tonight. I see that profile. Way to go. That's a good piece, though. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. All right.
Mhm.
Who wants to go? Who wants to go next? Ladies? Okay,
You
Sally.
know,
Oh,
my dad's trying to call,
okay.
so I need to disappear for a minute and then I'll come back, okay?
Tell him you
Okay.
said hello too, by the way.
I
Tell him you said hello.
definitely will. I
Okay,
wish I
thank you.
knew how I wish he knew how to I don't know if he knows how to log on,
Oh,
but I'll try to send him the link.
yeah, see if you can. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'll
Wow.
be back.
You can come
Okay.
back.
Wonderful.
I will.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do a little something, then I'm
Thank
gonna
you,
go,
Sally. Appreciate
no
that.
problem. Then help my son with his last chore. I want to make sure he gets everything out of the laundry and the dryer. And then I'll come
Okay.
back. Okay.
Okay.
Just have to stay on top of things, that's all. Okay, now in challenging and difficult
That's right.
moments,
You know it.
it's important to remind yourself that you are not alone. And bear with me 1 second here. I don't want to skip too much, sorry. Hold on, you guys, I just skipped through this.
Oh,
I
you're good.
apologize.
You're good.
But I'm on a page on a chapter where I'm trying to uplift people and let them know they're not alone, even
Okay.
though they might seem alone in the hospital bed. I'm trying to encourage them just to pray and never
All right.
depend on anyone other than God. That's why I'm writing this chapter. Let them know you're
All
going to be
right.
okay. You don't have to worry about if no one comes to visit you in the hospital. You just have to pray. And it can
Mhm.
be frustrating, I know, when you're going through things, but you just have to be patient. And that's what I'm trying to teach them.
All
Patience
right.
is important. You get frustrated, but just pray about what you're going through.
Amen. Amen. Mhm.
That's pretty much it. I'm scrolling down. I'm squinting. My new glasses should be here soon. So just bear.
You too, huh? I need some myself.
But I didn't appreciate the price last week, so I told him no, thank you. I don't want those. Have a good day. And then, as I was thinking and contemplating these questions, constantly asking, why is my healthcare condition lacking? Why aren't the doctors helping me? Again, all I can do is just pray, ask for forgiveness for whatever I've been through. I had to pray and ask God, you heal my body. I promise I will uplift people. I'll educate them. And that's one reason why I'm working on this. I've learned the ins and out of this medical condition. So it's left up to me to educate other people, including some of the physicians who really don't care. They just, do a half job. So that's lately what I've been working on.
Okay, well, good. Did you want to read a little piece of your book or no?
Not really. I'm just trying to
Okay.
save everything because I'm getting closer to publishing it.
Okay.
So I just want to kind of keep that.
Oh, okay.
But as soon as I get it
that.
down, I will most definitely provide a copy.
Okay.
I'm almost there in the last few chapters. I'm going to get it out.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I appreciate it. Well, thank you. Thank you. Okay.
No problem.
And I know Sister Maria is going to be back. We're going to go to Brother Neil, if you don't mind, man, sharing a little bit. And appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all read a scene from the Rise and Fall of the Fourth Reich. Another scene here. With the medical supplies in the car's trunk, Mr. Jeffries drove towards the Indian reservation. Stopped by the militia roadblock, the man who approached said, "Where are you headed, nigga? Doesn't look like you're leaving the country. This isn't the road to Canada or Mexico." Mr. Jeffries meekly said, "I'm going to the Indian reservation." "What are you going there for? The place is burned and Indians are gone." "I know, I'm looking for a souvenir. In the dark of night, I have my flashlight." "Souvenir, what kind of souvenir?" "Anything I can find." "Nigga, this is your unlucky day." "Why?" "'Cause I feel like killing a nigga. Get out of the car." Mr. Jeffries hesitated before he stepped out. The militiamen yelled to the others, "How do you want to kill this nigga?" A few suggested to lynch him, and one said, "Tie him to the back of the truck and drag his ass a few miles." "Yeah, I like that," the militiaman said, and used his rifle to push Mr. Jeffries towards the truck. Another militiaman grabbed the rope and tied it to the back of the truck. "It's ready for him," he said, smiling. Mr. Jeffries tried to resist, but the blow to the back of the head from the butt of the militia's rifle knocked him to the ground. And like a swarm of degenerates, the militiamen were kicking and punching him while another tied his hands to the end of the rope. "It's my kill. I'm going to drag him." The militiaman jumped in the driver's seat. "Where's the key?" The noise interrupted the militia leader, and he exited the tent. "What the hell is going on out here?" A half-naked woman yelled from the tent entrance, "Come back here. Let them kill that nigga."
Hmm.
The shirtless leader had a liquor bottle in hand. "Who you boys got there?" Militiaman in the driver's seat said some nigga wanted to go to the Indian reservation to find a souvenir. The leader walked closer and saw a face that he recognized. "That's Sean's nigga. Untie him." The joyous mood among the militiamen was dampened, and one of them untied him. The leader helped Mr. Jeffries to his feet and said, "I'll apologize for my boy. They thought you were one of the bad niggas. Get in your car and find your souvenir." He turned to the men and women and said, "Remember his face. Don't stop him again. He's a good nigga." Mr. Jeffries proceeded to the reservation and delivered the supplies. He and the chief had a reunion conversation before he returned to the estate. I'll stop there.
Hmm.
Mr. Jeffries is he's a butler for this guy Sean, who happens to be a part of the neo-Nazi movement, big funder. And he's behind this whole thing with this coup going on. He's one of the financiers of the coup. And Mr. Jeffries, they think, is a house Negro, but he's not. He's actually a part of the resistance.
Okay. All right.
That was very nice. Are you writing this book or is this some of your poetry?
Oh yeah, that's a book. That'll be out in September.
Okay. It's very nice. Sounds very intriguing. My family's from down south originally, so that sounds like something my great granny told me. They went through down in Jackson, Mississippi. So that's nice.
Yeah.
You said the rise of the Third Reich. Is that what you said?
It's the rise and fall of the Fourth Reich.
Oh, Fourth Reich. I got it down to the third, man. What's wrong with me?
The third was Hitler.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So what this is about a quick synopsis of the book. The at the end of World War II, powerful members of the Nazi Party were given refuge by the CIA. And they infiltrated the American political system to raise the Fourth Reich.
Wow.
So it's kind of like it starts back in 1946 when it 45, but it kind of like deals with a lot of things that can relate to what's going on in this country and some of the things that was being done and the similarities of Nazi Germany and America that a lot of people didn't really realize. Like, you know, they didn't realize. Like going back to the Bellamy Salute.
Yeah. The Bellamy Salute.
Yeah, they do the Pledge of Allegiance. They Bellamy Salute, man.
Oh, okay. That's what that is.
That's what the Bellamy Salute was. Yeah.
Okay.
Children in school. They were doing that since 1892 up until 42.
Jeez.
That's when they yeah, that was done in the schools, man. The Pledge of Allegiance. That's how the Pledge of Allegiance was done. Like, that's what this is about, man. It's sort of like, you know, it's like they ran into a political party that had the same ideology. That ideology that was over there in Nazi Germany was also in this country.
All right. Yeah. Huh. That's one thing I do like about your writing as well as Rose, and that is you're teaching all the time. You know, you use different historical facts and information. You know, I think back to who was the guy? Was it McCarthy? the witch hunts for all the, Germans,
Yeah,
Nazis.
McCarthy or the communist, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he was trying to uproot, and then he just went way too far. About lost his mind, trying to say everybody was a communist,
Right.
Yeah, dude went off.
Yeah, that's what was happening at that piece, and that's how they was able to burn because of the communism, and that's what the CIA actually. I mean, the CIA actually did that. I mean, that's not a fictional piece. The CIA actually recruited members of the Nazi Party from Spain to
Okay.
spy on the communists in Russia.
Mm, mm. Okay. Huh. Now, I just saw a message come up. I missed it. I thought, did it say I will be back, or what? I wasn't sure what it said. I kind of missed that, and I'm not sure even who it was from. I think it might have been Maria, but okay. But anyhow, hopefully she'll be able to come back, and hope her dad is doing fine. And also Sally, I know Sally has, working with her son there. So, well, look, I'm gonna read a piece here too, and this is from, the book we put out called "The Stories of African American Struggles and Achievements That Feed the Soul." And this piece is called "The African Burial Ground." And I don't know if anyone remembers that whole piece about the dig and the find up in New York City. But anyhow, it says, "I remember the protests, the marches, and the news accounts of a historic archaeological discovery in New York City, of all places, concerning African people buried and long forgotten. I must admit that when I first heard of the protest, I didn't fully grasp the enormous unfolding of history that I was witnessing. The African American community in the Lower Manhattan section of New York, when made aware of the discovery, took to the streets to protest the excavation site, which was being prepared for the construction of a 34-story office building. On September 11th, 1991, the discovery of the African burial ground was declared the most significant find since King Tut's tomb. Archaeologists designated the Lower Manhattan site as a long-lost African burial ground, bearing the skeletal remains of America's earliest Black community. Historian Christopher Moore writes that the first known person of African descent to arrive on Manhattan was Juan Rodriguez, a free Black sailor from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, who arrived in 1613, setting up a trading post with the native Lenape people on Manhattan Island. The first enslaved Africans arrived in New Amsterdam, which later became New York, in 1625 as laborers for the Dutch West India Company. Throughout the 17th and 18th centuries, Africans were an important part of the city's population, reaching a peak of over 20% of the middle at the middle of the 18th century. Historian Moore goes on to say that on February 25th, 1644, 11 enslaved men were freed and given grants of farmland in the dangerous frontier territory north of New Amsterdam. Their wives were granted freedom also, but their children remained the enslaved property of the Dutch West India Company. In time, they were able to buy the freedom of their children. So the farms owned by the Blacks spanned the Negro frontier or land of the Blacks. When our ancestors died, they were shut out of the churchyards in the city. So a burial ground for Africans was developed on a plot of land outside of the city. As the enslaved population grew in New York, so did the burial ground, eventually covering 6.6 acres or about 5 city blocks. However, harsh legal restrictions were applied, as no more than 12 persons were permitted in funeral processions or at gravesite services, and interment was not allowed at night, the customary time for many African burial rituals. Enslaved Blacks were required to have a written pass in order to travel more than a mile away from home. For many, that was about the distance from their Lower Manhattan homes to the cemetery. Between 1991 and 1992, archaeological excavation of the African burial ground uncovered the remains of 419 men, women, and children. Almost half of the remains were of children under 12 years of age. In 1999, nine intact human skeletons were found on the southern edge of the historic ground during construction of new sidewalk on Chambers Street. So thousands of citizens each day were walking by or over the burial grounds of African men, women, and children whose souls cried out from under neighborhood sidewalks, roads, and buildings. The Reverend Thomas F. Pike, rector of St. George's Episcopal Church, said, quote, "The landmark designation cannot undo the fruits of slavery, prejudice, and exploitation that brought the burial ground into existence and later contributed to its convenient disappearance from the city's active memory." So today we are recognizing the lives of thousands of men, women, and children who were African Americans. Their struggles against incredible odds, their capacity to experience joy, hope, and love in a hostile environment have concentrated the soil in which they were buried, end quote. So the remains from the African burial ground were temporarily located to Howard University in Washington, D.C. for analysis. New York City's Landmarks Preservation Commission designated the site the, quote, African burial ground in the Commons Historic District in 1993. Between 1991 and 2003, the remains were given an analysis at Howard University in conjunction with scholars and researchers from around the world. So on October 4th, 2003, more than 10,000 participants marched in the Rites of Ancestral Return in New York City to help re-enter the ancestral remains, each in a hand-carved wooden coffin made in Ghana, and returned to the site of the African burial ground. Nearly 8,000 personal handwritten messages from the living to the African ancestors were also buried with the remains. And that was something that I remember when they had it on TV, they had the actual march and procession. And you talking about something that was moving, absolutely incredible to see that massive group of people marching down the street. And then to have all those wooden coffins that were made in Ghana on full display and people carrying them, and then all the letters that were poured into the grave sites with them. Incredible, outstanding. And I understand they do something every year up in New York City to remember the African burial ground. So that's something that, I hope that we never ever forget that historical
that's
find.
some good knowledge.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's some good knowledge there. New York
Okay.
City, African burial grounds.
The
Yeah.
African burial grounds. There's something also almost simultaneously found in Philadelphia, right outside of Philadelphia or in Philadelphia. It didn't have the same significance in terms of, the national press and all that. But yeah, there was some major finds. Even here in Harrisburg, we have a sister who dug up, who uncovered. What is that gravesite called, Ro? Boy, I know I should know it.
Lincoln.
The Lincoln Cemetery, okay, yeah, and they cleaned it up and made sure, but there were a lot of Civil War, African American Civil War soldiers and other people buried there for years. And I forget the sister's name out of Stilton, Pennsylvania, but she found it and cleaned it up.
Her first name is Rachel. I can't think of her last name.
Okay, yeah,
Or
okay.
Barksdale, Barbara.
Barbara Barksdale,
Barbara.
there you go, Barbara Barksdale, thank you. Rachel was the historian out of who went to Elizabethtown College. She did a lot of writings around it, but Barbara Barksdale is the one who got the the cleanup and the discovery and all that, and really got the ball rolling. So yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Okay, well anyhow, that was my contribution there, and let's just keep it moving here. For the folks again who are just tuning in, this is the Writers Wordshop. We come on The Voice, 17104 Harrisburg, 17104.com every Friday night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And we have a good time with the cast, Neil Owens, Ro Brady, Maria Chow, Dan Snowden, Bazille Powder. So glad to have our sister with us again tonight as well. And she's a writer and has a project coming out and talking about a very important thing, epilepsy and how that affects individuals and how you have to advocate for yourself, And so appreciate you being on, and also Wendy Noche Onya, we can't forget her. She's part of the family as well. And of course, Brother Chris Thomas, who's the man with the plan. And Brother Chris, thank you so much for all that you do to, keep the show moving and keep us, anytime we talk about something, man, you throw the video up, you throw up the flyer, you just do a fantastic job. Having said that, I know you probably prepared some videos for us tonight. And if you could maybe bring up one tonight, I appreciate it. Okay. And I love that piece right there too.
Yeah.
That's nice, man. That's nice. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
That's nice.
Andrew
Okay.
Smiles, okay? A letter to my parents.
I tried to think of who would be best to start this letter off to. I even considered writing 2 separate letters, but separation is just something that I can't do because y'all did that already. And y'all took pieces of my heart with you, and in trying to mend those broken pieces back together, I had to see you not as my parents, but as people, filled with the same blood, the same flaws. I had to see you as my equals, capable of doing wrong and not the cape-wearing superhumans that I once looked up to. The first step in me healing was me extending grace and forgiving you too, but it was so much easier for me to forgive Mommy than it was for me to forgive you, Dad. When you divorced her, you divorced me too, but I find that funny because I don't recall being at the altar when you said I do. Husband and father are not synonymous, but the decision to give up both was autonomous. Nobody forced your hand, but you forced your way out, and that's just what you do. You run away, you give up, you don't put time in, you deflect, you project, you make me cry, and I hate that in my free time I still daydream of you in me time, but every single time I hope. You remind me why it's so important to have a spine. Speaking of, have you ever tried to see a quadriplegic stand up? Right. Dad, you let the traumas of this life leave you spineless, but I'm a physical therapist, so I know recovery is possible if you just try. And I've never seen you try to stand for anything that didn't benefit you, that didn't make you look good. But as for me, I refuse to be the poster child. I refuse to have my image and likeness misused. I will sue the pants off you, but pants are to be worn by the man in a relationship, and you and I don't really have one. So I'm not sure what I could really take from you. I haven't seen you in months, but I have never seen you more clearly. Because now I get to sit back and see all the parts of you that I don't really want to be. And now I understand myself so much. I understand why I support people and don't expect anything in return. I understand why I try so hard and never give up until it hurts. And I understand why I text all my loved ones randomly, I love you and you mean so much to me, because I'm trying to be everything that you never were to me. And Mom, I didn't forget you. I'm sorry that I used to neglect and disrespect you, and I think that was my dad in me. I think that was my dad in me. Or maybe it was just that I was trying to get him to see me, but I didn't see you with open arms right in front of me. When Dad kicked me out, you cried tears of joy to have me back, but you also cried tears of sadness because you saw the same heartbreak in me that you once had. And in experiencing that heartbreak, I understand the strength that you had to overcome such hardship. But I still want better for myself. So each day I try to outgrow my DNA, because I'm so much more than Stacy and Andre. I am a promise of a better life. I am a promise of healing and sacrifice. I am a promise of God's grace and strength to fight, to be more, to be better, to be the biggest. Sincerely, Smiles. Poem.
That was very nice.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, she kicked that.
Yeah,
Is this a local poet or just someone?
No, that was I'm not sure where she's from, but Brother Chris finds all these various, videos and poems and things and brings them up for us. So I don't know. Brother Chris, did you have any idea where that originated from?
I'll put the link to their fan page on YouTube in the chat. I'm not familiar with them, just someone who ran across on YouTube.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
She's very good. Thank you. Okay.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chris. That was very nice. I enjoyed it.
was really
excellent.
cool.
You kicked butt on that, man. I don't know where Dad is, but Dad is watching.
He sent it in,
Yeah.
I mean, it's some, like I never seen you. I haven't seen you in months, but I never seen you more clearly. Wow.
Man, that's something. Man.
That's heavy, man. That's really heavy.
I'm telling you.
And you know, wear the pants.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. The print. Oh man, damn. She laid it up. How many
you
times
laid
I
that out
tell
there.
you
Yeah.
how talented and skilled they
Mm,
are, man. I mean,
mhm.
young and talented and skilled, man. So skilled.
And I always marvel at how people can remember all of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that just kicks
Yeah,
me.
that's
It's
some
like,
powerful
wow,
stuff,
she'd have
man.
a note in front of her. I couldn't do it. I ain't gonna try. That was excellent, though. Yeah. And I used to run the men's groups a lot, fatherhood groups and all that. That would have been the perfect piece to play because there's so many of those men who they could relate to that. Man,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
they would have been on the receiving end of that. It's like, I'm serious. We're running right now. We're running a lot of family groups, and we have very few men to show through. It's always the mom and the kids, and every now and then you get a man, and invariably, even it just happened the last one. We're running right now the Strong African American Families, and that's a 7 week, kind of commitment. And the first week we had a family there, a male, mom, husband, a wife, and then the kids. And I said, okay. But I remember thinking to myself, he doesn't seem to be buying into this. And they came one time and that was it. And that happens so often, it's just amazing to me that a lot of times if the man's not going to come, she won't come either. But most times if there's just a mom and just the kids, they'll come and they'll do their thing. But wow, where are the dads at? So many of those kids, I'm sure, are thinking, so how come dad doesn't come to something like this? We have had men to come and actually participate. Don't get me wrong. So I want to put all the brothers down, but it's very rare. It's just a reality, just a reality. And we have some great programs. And by the way, it's all free. There's no cost. And we have a full meal. I mean, we have a cook that we hire, and the cook throws down. We've had spaghetti, we've had chicken, we've had everything. And it's like, after that, we go into our sessions, have fun, learn together. There's nothing threatening about it. And they still don't come. I just got to say that. So we got some work to do. Whoever that young lady was, she did a service for all of us.
Yeah, she
She's
did.
addressing a whole bunch of people
Yeah.
across racial lines too, not just black folks. That's across racial lines.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh
indeed.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Yep. But let's keep it moving here. Any quick announcements? Anybody have anything? In fact, we get to going. And sometimes I totally forget the time. And it's 8:11. Okay, real good. Oh, by the way, congratulations to Brother Neil. He was featured on the Powder Room with Lazille Powder last Saturday. I got a chance to check it out, and I even shared it. I thought it was an excellent interview, excellent job. And so the Zille comes on every Saturday morning from 11 until 12 noon. And so you can catch her right here on The Voice, 17104 Harrisburg, 17104.com. And, check her out. It's 11:30 to 12 noon. I said
Yeah.
11:30 to 12 noon. And, she's out of New York City, excellent poet and also artist. And so, I'm glad that she decided to step up and do a show, and I was glad to see you family. I think you were her first guest, weren't you, Neil?
Yeah. She said I was the first guest. I really
I
was
thought so, yeah.
honored about that, and
Yeah. That's
I
good stuff.
enjoyed being on the show with her, and
Mm-hmm.
this
Yeah,
beautiful thing, man, how we connected, here at the
absolutely.
at the
You
at
did.
the
You
workshop,
definitely. Yeah, yeah,
how we
yeah. Way to
connected, how
go,
she's
man.
branched out and doing her thing. I mean, wow. It's just a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. We talked about that, how her growth
Mhm.
and everything, maturation and all that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm going to ask my sister to talk a little bit about, tell us something we don't know. You did an excellent job, by the way, when you appeared on the Life Esteem show, and you talked about, epilepsy and just some of the things. You really educated us. Tell us, just give an audience who maybe didn't see that interview, just a pointer or two about, epilepsy and what to do or not do, when someone is, experiencing an epileptic episode.
Okay. Well, the main thing, I know it's hard for some people, but you don't want to freak out. It's scary for some people. If you see someone having one, lay them on their side and move anything sharp or hard. Say, for instance, if there's a glass table, kind of move it out the way. Turn the person on their side, put a pillow by them. So if they keep convulsing, if they hit their head, it's something soft near them. You never want to put anything in a person's mouth. That's false. They cannot swallow their tongue, but if you put something in their mouth, that can hurt them. So, and just stay calm. You know, you do want to call the paramedics if they have more than one or if it's their first time. But if they have known to have that medical condition, you don't have to call the paramedics all the time. And unfortunately, there's not too much that medical care will do. They'll say, oh, well, they can just go home, go get some rest, you know. So it's kind of frustrating, but just kind of stay calm with them, just offer a little bit of support.
And by the way, one of the things I remember you saying, which I thought, okay, I didn't realize that. And it happened to our grandson. He was actually being homeschooled and they were on computer. This is back when the COVID was going. And one of the students said, I think, you know, to call my grandson's name, I think he's having a medical problem. And he had frozen. He just froze. And the student picked up on that. And then the teacher said, oh, and then his mother was downstairs. He was upstairs on the computer. So she called the house right away and said, go up and check on your son right now. You know, we think something was wrong. And when she went up there, he was having a seizure. And that was a couple years ago, right? Well, he just had a major seizure this past, I think it was Friday or Saturday. And they had to rush him down to Hershey Medical Center and they're doing all these tests and everything. So he has epilepsy, you know, it doesn't happen all the time, but it's definitely happened about 3 times in his life that we've known of. And this last one, he really convulsed. We didn't know that he would do that. Before he kind of just zoned out, but this time he really went into a spasms and stuff and everything. And they took him to Hershey just to let you know. So, but anyhow, we'll talk about that. But anyhow, okay, so that's the other thing. So everyone doesn't necessarily convulse, do they? I mean, sometimes they just shut down.
Yeah, sometimes you can just stare out, say how you say he just kind of stared away. If they're silent a certain amount of time, they can be having one, but then you can also convulse, and some people might even urinate on themselves. So there are different types of seizures. There's a focal, onset, and like grandma. So this last time he probably had a grandma seizure when it was shaking and convulsing.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. So we just have to watch our diet, watch our surroundings, and a lot of the medications are dangerous. That's what made me worse. They were giving me medicines that I'm actually allergic to.
Oh, okay. And how long have you had epileptic seizures yourself? How many years has it been?
Over 20 years. I was in a passenger in a car accident, which called a TBI, a traumatic brain injury, took occurred.
Yeah.
And they should have never released me from the hospital after my nose was bleeding for 3 days. But they say, oh, she's fine. Everything will be okay. And they just started giving me medicine after medicine. When I relocated to another state, they say, well, you're actually allergic to this and you actually have a medical condition. And I've been trying to bring attention to them, but they're like, oh, you don't look sick. Oh, everything's fine. And I'm like, I'm at work getting sick, but because I didn't look sick, they just pushed it off.
Yeah. So you're writing a book, which is definitely, you know, so glad you're. Let me say very quickly, hello, Lazille, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Good night.
We just brought your name up and poof, you appeared. It's like, wow, how did that happen? But anyhow, congratulations. Real nice interview that you did with Neil Owen. So congratulations. Hope that you'll do more interviews because you're really good.
Yeah.
Out of room. All right. So we have Sally on tonight. I don't know if you met Sally. This is the Zill from New York City.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. Actually, the Zill was here during Kwanzaa. You were at Kwanzaa as well, Sally.
Yes.
So I don't know if you guys did you meet each other then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Very good.
Do you have a lot of artwork by any chance?
Yes, a lot. Tomorrow I'll be carrying the powder room to the Hempstead African American Museum, where I have to exhibit some artwork and also recite some poems. So I'll be carrying the powder there.
Okay. Are you going to be doing your broadcast from there as well?
Yeah, I have to go down early because it starts from 12 till 3. So the curator told me to. He said, well, bring the show down, bring everything.
Right. Fantastic.
So I'll be filming and doing it from my phone, and you know, so even though I finish at 12, I will try and get someone to do some stuff, you know, some of the pictures and stuff.
Okay.
you know.
Fantastic. Good for you.
It's
Good for you.
the show is about the artist about one of the presenters. Her daughter died from cancer, so she never got over
Oh,
it. So she's the main artist. So
okay.
they having other artists to come and display their work. So they asked me to
Okay.
come, and I was like, I went to that museum last year, June, and I was so nervous, and I left my portfolio there, not thinking anything. And then the guy the curator for the museum, I met him, and that was it.
Fantastic. Good, good, good. Good for you. Well, best of luck on that and keep moving, keep doing what you're doing. And welcome.
Yeah,
So glad you came on
thanks.
tonight, Yeah. I see a hand up there. Do we have someone trying to get attention, or was that just a hand? Okay. I know sometimes Dr. Snowden comes on and I don't always see him when he comes on. But I know he's there because usually Chris will tell us and everything. But listen, welcome, like I said, and we're just doing some round robin reading here, and we're going to get back to that right now. And I know, Lazille, you probably have something you'd like to share as well. So, why don't you cue it up and we'll get to you in a minute or so here. Road, can we come back to you? Did you have something else you'd like to share tonight?
Sure.
Okay, wonderful.
Oh, you ready for me now?
Oh yeah, good.
Oh,
Sure.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I have this one. It's called Innocent N. I was 21 the first time I was called the N word. There I was, pushing my laundry cart down the white halls of an old folks' home. Gertrude Bartholomew. Yes, that's right. I'm calling her out. She took a fall, spread eagle, in the middle of the hall. She laid there, first cussing up a storm, then fear set in. I stood there, looking down into her milky cataract, hazy blue eyes. Vengeance was not mine that day, because my mama had raised a good child. Her head and her heart were full of misconceptions that had been poured into her soul like hot grease on a burning fire. It didn't do nothing but bubble and boil into a nasty hate. She laid there wondering her fate. I treated her that day to a good dose of human kindness. I laid a pillow under her head. She turned a new page and let go some of her rage. That day was the day my mama told me would come. I grew up knowing that there was a difference I could never be able to build a bridge to change. But the Grinch wasn't the only one whose heart grew 3 sizes that day. Gertrude had a debt to pay. She could not take these riches out of her pocket. She owed me. She had stolen my innocent images of a world where the task of blending the lines on the color wheel felt possible. I found my place on the wall. I helped her up off the floor because more than her body had taken a spill. The pill of hatred she had chosen to swallow caused her to choke on her humble words. I'm sorry. Thank you. That was the last day that the N word lost its bitter bite. I could look it in the eye and find a place of rest. I often wondered if Gertrude ever made her peace. Did she twist and turn and burn for all her many words of hate? I was 21 when I first was called the N word.
Wow, that's good. Yep.
Ro was laying out some deep stuff tonight.
Yeah, these are going to be some of the ones I read tomorrow. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful.
Hey, Lizelle, did you get the book?
Yeah, I got it. I texted you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. Well, listen, Giselle, you ready to read something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just I have it right here. I have to kind of like just make it a little bigger. My eyes.
Okay.
All right, this is called Black Spaces. Is it a crack or a black hole that separates us? Diversity in schools has become useless. It's a test to see who's the best. But why so much fear? The black spaces are like dots. It's dominoes that is being played. It's not the Oreo cookies that binds us together as one. It's a race to the finish line, while others are left behind. I'm talking about the children. They see the sign. The black space struggles with their demons. They are swallowed up every day. Some are chewed up and spit out. Their ego is limited, confidence on the line. The black space is limited. They know too much. Their weakness is seen by the world. It's mean. They share their cries as if they want to die. The black space is another face, like crab in a barrel. They felt this place as they fight. But we need the black space to come forth and work together. Step up, black space. Oh, I mean, black face.
Hmm.
Mm.
That's different.
Yeah,
That was nice.
yeah. You said that last part, say that last part again.
Uh,
You said step up, say your last line
Step
again.
up, black face. Oh, I mean, black face.
Okay. Yeah.
So I wrote it because where I work in the school, I see a lot of different race. I'm not seeing much of the culture of the blacks as professors, as faculties and stuff. So there is always a space for more black face. So I really meant to say face, but I put it as a space because when you look at it, there is always a space where where does the black fit in, when it comes to diversity of color, to teach, you're not seeing that much. I don't see it much where I work. So the guy, one of the staff was talking to me this morning and he said white space. So I was going to write about white space. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna song a little bit. So let me write about the black space. Right. So I mean, it's really about black faces, but I'm putting it as a space because we are somewhere lost somewhere, in the teaching, especially where I'm at. I'm not seeing that diversity, much of that, of black colored teachers and faculty.
Right on, right on.
At least that's what I see, not everybody will agree with me, but that's what I see.
Hey, listen, everybody don't have to agree with you now. That ain't happen, everybody agree. Don't even worry about that. You can only do your perspective. Yeah, good piece stuff, good piece. Yeah.
Thank you.
So let me see. I'm gonna read a little piece here, and I don't know. This is kind of longer here. I don't know. I don't want to read a long piece. Just something that's kind of, has a little bit of bite to it, but not all that. Okay. So let me see. Okay, here's a piece. I guess I can read this, and this is just something small. Okay. All right. Something short. Come by here, Lord. Okay. Come by here, Lord. Come by here, oh Lord. Come by here. Somebody's crying, my Lord, come by here. Somebody's dying, my Lord, come by here. Somebody's lying, my Lord, come by here. Oh Lord, won't you come by here? He knocked on my door softly as if not to be heard. I thought I knew him, the brother from the block with the lean to his walk, cool as a summer breeze. Brother Smooth, I called him. He looked at me, then left, and then right, and spoke with a whisper, raspy voice. Are you ready? His eyes were serious and angry and fixed on me like there was no light in them. I said, ready for what? He pointed to the red R on his white t-shirt and he softly said, for retaliation, retribution, and revenge. Are you ready? I said, my brother, what are you talking about? He said, getting even with and making this thing right. It is time that Black and brown people stand up and fight back. We are building an invisible underground army. So I'm asking you, are you ready for retribution, retaliation, and revenge? We need you, he said in a soft whisper, and then walked away. I watched him as he walked away. He never looked back. He didn't even wait on my answer. He just left. However, I had a feeling that he was coming back. I've been thinking, vengeance is mine, said the Lord, an eye for an eye makes us all blind, said Dr. Martin Luther King. I have been thinking, how is it that so many unarmed Black and brown brothers and sisters have been shot and killed by police officers and white supremacists, and most of them are found not guilty? How is it that 2 young white men can kill 10 innocent Black people in a Charleston, South Carolina church and a Buffalo, New York grocery store and are taken alive, and even though they are armed with many guns and manifestos of death? I said, come by here, oh Lord, I'm still thinking, and I need a word from you right now, right about now. This stuff got me thinking real crazy, Lord. Please come by here. Joe Smooth or the Lord. This thing got me thinking real hard. That's my piece.
I love it.
It was very nice. I really like that. Yes.
Love it. Yeah.
Joe Smooth or the Lord. I told Joe Smooth, get on the way from here, man. Oh, sister, okay. Is that Wendy? Washington No Chair on you? I thought I saw a thumbs up from Wendy or somebody. Okay, I don't know. Anyhow. So
When did you write that one?
Uh-huh.
Mr. Gasson, when did you write that?
Oh, I don't even know. That's been, that was relatively recent. That was within the year or two. But I'm not sure. I don't have it dated or anything. I don't know. Yeah, it's in this little collection of mine here.
All right.
Shameless plug, shameless plug. Hello. Buy the book. Buy the book. Anyhow. Yeah.
Nice.
So, but okay. Yeah.
May I share a photo with everyone?
Sure.
Okay.
You said
I'm
photo?
gonna share a photo right here. Can you see it?
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Not really. Yeah.
No, how about this?
Oh yeah, there you go. I can see
Okay.
it.
That's a photo of the river, the Susquehanna River. And I took that photo because it's like a tranquility and just a peace of mind, calmness. Every time I have to go across the river to see a physician or anything, sometimes you just have to meditate while you're praying and asking for someone to help you and to get better care. I know everybody goes through different things, even if you're just enjoying yourself, no matter what. We all need a peace of mind sometimes.
That's right.
So that's why I want to share that. I want everybody to have a peaceful weekend and a peaceful week, no matter what you're going through. Just take a little bit of time to yourself to just kind of relax.
Amen, amen. So you use the river as your peace of mind.
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, good stuff.
Yes.
Okay, good stuff. So what do we, let's do a round robin real quick. So what do you do to find that quiet place or that peaceful place? Sally said the river. How about you? Let's go start with Lazille. How about you? What do you use?
I do art and write. That's my peaceful, that calms me. It's like leaving when I finish work. I just can't wait to reach home because it helps me a lot. I don't be depressed. I don't be, worried and stuff, and
All right.
I'm my own little world.
Fantastic. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
with art
Joe, how
and
about
poetry.
yourself? Mhm.
Oh, I think as writers, that is what we do to find our space,
Okay.
especially getting lost in a character. Because it takes you beyond your own world. It takes you into someone else's world.
Okay. Neil, how about you?
You know, it's writing
Mhm.
does that. Um, Outside of writing is music.
Mm.
But yeah, writing, man, does that. And Ro put it well, and Saint Lizelle both hit it on the head.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
And that's what I'm kind of missing. It's so interesting that you all say that because I know it's true, no question about it. And I find writing for me is a chore. And also, like a lot of times when I'm writing as if I used to write from a place of anger or revolution or whatever, you know, that kind of thing. And when I'm writing a piece, I have to give birth to it. But I'm telling you, for me, it's almost like a chore. So there's anxiety in my writing, and I have to get motivated to do it and all that kind of stuff. And especially if I have a deadline, then I click, I write. But that's, you know, that's that hurry up and get it done thing. So yeah, that's not my peaceful place. You know, I find myself more anxiety ridden. However, when I think about where I go for a peaceful place, I'm not even sure. You know, I just kind of chill, you know, wherever I am, I just chill somehow. And you know, I like it like I like this, for example. I like being able to sit here and just rap with you folks and being around people like you helps me to chill. I find this to be a peaceful place, interesting enough. And then even with the Writers Workshop, we used to meet in person, which I hope that we would get back to because that's why we're doing this thing on April the 20th. We're going to start doing more of the in-person meetings and stuff. I find that to be very uplifting, you know, and somehow even peaceful for me. So interesting. Yeah. I see Sally left out, but she already told us hers was the river. We never did hear back from Maria. Is Maria okay, I wonder? I hope everything's okay with her dad and everything. So I hope she's doing all right. Yeah. Don't forget that come Sunday. Let me mention this that tomorrow evening, which is Saturday evening. First, let me start tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, Dr. Dan has joined us. Okay, Dan, how you doing, man? Dan never,
Fine,
I
thanks.
never
How
see
about
Dan's
yourself?
face, so I'll never know Dan's there. But I'm glad you're here, Dan. Welcome, brother. Welcome. So,
Certainly here.
okay, so we are having the AXO competition in April the 13th, over at John Harris High School, which is 2451 Market Street here in the city. And we have at this time 61 students who have signed up, and a few more still signing. That's the largest we've ever had in the city of Harrisburg. So it'll be interesting and see how many come through. And I hope that they all do because there's some outstanding talents out there. But anyhow, having said that, we are having our first orientation meeting tomorrow morning for the judges. And we're going to be meeting out at 900 South Arlington Avenue. And we're looking for actual judges. There are 33 different categories. And so we have a number of young people who are doing a lot of different things. So we need all kinds of different judges. Ro has been a judge for many years for us. We appreciate you, Ro. And so it's Wendy. And, you know, so yeah. But anyhow, if you're interested in being a judge, we'd love to have you consider that. We're meeting starting at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and it's only going to last about an hour. First, we said from 10 to 12, but it only takes about an hour. And it's a simple process, but a very important process to understand because these people are going to be performing or they're going to be sending their projects in or whatever, and you have to know what to look for. So the guidelines come from the national headquarters of NAACP, AXO, and they're really explicit and really laid out for us. There's no mystery to it. And then, of course, the scoring. It has the whole grid of how you score. And if a young person receives a gold medal from, let's say there's 3 judges, 5 judges, and the top score is 95 to 100. I think 96 to 100 actually. Then that qualifies you to be a gold medalist. And if you become a gold medalist, then you can qualify to go to the national competition, which is in Las Vegas, Nevada this year. And I believe last year we went to Boston, Massachusetts. We took 16 students, and there had to be anywhere from 850 to 1,000 students from across the country. And they had that thing so nicely laid out. It is tremendous what they do in terms of the organization and the competition and all that stuff. They spare no expense. In fact, the last 2 years we had 2 young ladies win $10,000 scholarships to college. One is at Howard University this year, and the other one is at University of Pittsburgh. And they're doing tremendous stuff. And all they had to do is write an essay. And Peter Nyong'o, who won the Oscar for 12 Years a Slave, and also was in Black Panther and all that, she put up $500,000 for 40 young people to get $10,000 apiece. And it's a nationwide contest. And so to have 40 young people, and Harrisburg had 2 in the last 2 years. So we are really proud of what we've been able to accomplish here for Axon. So we're looking for judges, and if you can't make it tomorrow morning, I'm saying this to anybody out there in Facebook land, if you're interested, you can always you can always text me and say that not text me, email me and say that you're interested. And you can send it to P as in Pat, Gadsden, GADSDEN at AOL.com. P Gadsden, GADSDEN at AOL.com. And if you can't make it tomorrow, we're going to have a Zoom orientation on Thursday evening at 7 o'clock, from 7 until 8. And we'll send you the Zoom link and all that to come on, and we'll show you the forms and get you up to speed on how to be a judge. And then you'll meet with your judges, because we'll tell you who your panel of judges will be, and you guys can talk and get together and all that stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So anyhow, we need you. We need some good judges. And after we get the gold medals, we have what's called a leadership academy, where we bring in people like Ro and others, yourself, to give them some heads up on how to present, how to hone their presentation even more. Because at the national level, it is no joke. They come ready. I mean, it is really fierce, and it's really well done. So you do want to be on top of your game. And you will be on full display. Everybody will see it. So, you better be ready. So anyhow, that's what we're doing. So if you're interested, again, you can, email me, text me, email me at pgadsden, P as in Pat, Gadsden, GADSDEN, AOL.com. Okay, having said that, let's move on, and let's look at the time here. And the time is 8:42. Okay, so we still have a good time. Brother Dan, thank you for joining us. We've all read tonight, and I'd like to have you read, if you have poem that you'd like to share. Thank you.
Sure, I got one. Whatever. This piece is called "Transition to Improvement," and it's actually a companion piece to my earlier bit called "Unappreciated and Overlooked."
Okay.
When I left my previous venture, my feelings were pretty much at low tide. It appeared as though the situation would serve as an eternal lost ride. Yet, with my ever-enduring patience, a breakthrough I was able to see, the times for new adventures were at hand as I make my life the way it should be. So bidding goodbye to the old order, I made my way towards a sound transition. Beforehand, I needed to clarify my feelings on the former position. Those in charge were inexcusably blind concerning all that I had to offer the state. Thus, I was left to absorb all kudos from all appreciating me to date. I now continue my association with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Although the new game now involves mining, I still follow the recycling mania. The present work is completely rewarding, evoking appreciative sentiments. In fact, nary a day passes at all when I'm not paid copious compliments. As for the old recycling position, it was downgraded significantly. To say that it is no longer the same would be putting it rather succinctly. In any case, I can certainly say my life has changed with a lot of new looks. It is my pleasure to say I'm no longer unappreciated and overlooked. The point of this life-changing transition is to send the message to the old boss. If you can't appreciate the good one does, in time it will turn into your own loss.
Go ahead, nice. Good rhyming scheme. I like that. No longer appreciated, underappreciated, and overlooked. Go ahead now. Good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dan, is
That was
that
good.
I was going to say, is that something that recently happened or has happened in your life?
It has happened. It happened a while ago, a long time ago, actually. Back in, I guess, I would think it was late 2012. But from 2003 until that time in 2012, I was pretty much in a bad place, or more or less. And as far as career-wise.
Okay. Wow.
So what I described there was actually a promotion.
I appreciate you sharing
Okay.
that, my brother. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, listen, I know we're going to run out of time, so let's get a couple more readings in here for people who are listening in. I think they're enjoying the readings. Lazille, did you have another piece you want to read?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go. Just pull it up a little bigger. Okay. This one is called Because I Look Different. You call me different from the rest, not by words or tones that hinders your vocabulary to be mean, but your actions walked away from me. They walked for years like broken tears. Didn't want to know me or be close. You kept that venom for years inside. It must have been a dirty room filled with hate and vengeance, locked away tight, just waiting for that moment to spill your wrath. My ears twisted as if to close because I don't comprehend that language. I would not say I was rejected because you missed the big picture. You felt good by your insultive play that made you feel you won, made you felt you won. But I was strong. It was back and forth with things that hurt, making me feel like dirt. It didn't work. You wanted to show her that you're standing like a man. Because you're not just a friend. Your words fell to the ground without a sound. That's where it belonged when you are wrong. That's it.
Okay. Nice. Thank you. And did you just write that, or is that a piece, older piece?
I wrote that
Okay.
recently. I started it last night, I think.
Good stuff.
That's
Yeah.
nice. You're a very good writer.
Yeah. No question.
I had a reason for that, for hearing my father and I, we
Okay.
not fist fight, but word fight. Word. So
fight.
he spilled, it have some people like that. They keep everything inside, and when they have that opportunity to tell you, they tell you. So
Yeah.
instead of me taking that, I said it back, and he said some real hurtful stuff. This happened 3 Saturdays ago, but you know what? I took it and I said, this ain't gonna make me bitter. It's gonna just keep pushing me up.
Okay.
So he felt that, what he said to me would have made me, he said something too, which I already knew. And I'm like, bring it on, Dad. Well, I should say his name is Mr. Powder because he said he's not my dad. So,
Oh boy. Okay.
so the truth was like exposed and everything came out. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what's next?
All right. Well, we appreciate you sharing that piece. That's good. That's good. Yeah. I know Brother Chris probably pulled up some videos there for us and everything, but do we have a little bit more time? Who else had another piece they wanted to read, Ro or Neil? Did you
I
have
have
something
another
you
one.
wanted to say? Okay, go ahead, Ro. Mhm.
It's called Black Mama's Day.
Okay.
I am the mother to all the Black babies in the world because I am the sister to all the Black mamas of the world. We are connected by the same birth pains that gave us entry into the empty spaces of our hurt feelings, broken promises by men that seriously thought that the words doormat were stamped across our foreheads in permanent ink. We all walk down the same path, the one with the hidden agendas, backward compliments coming from mouths that have been whitewashed into believing that reaching a hand out to touch a Black woman's hair is an acceptable microaggression that we should simply be willing to bear. We are sisters sojourning to places where our degrees, intellectual abilities, and words that spill from our mouths that some say, I thought you were white, or you were quite articulate for a Black woman. Sometimes we find ourselves telling all our truths, spilling the tea while drinking the coffee in order to stay woke. The motherland ain't Africa no more. It's the place where all Black mamas trying to keep their Black babies off the streets and coroners' cold slabs. This is just the beginning of this tale because happy ever afters are earned and not passed out like lollipops laced with goodness and happiness. See, we coming to you, not at you, because we all just Black mamas standing on business.
Good
Well, it's
stuff.
nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That's definitely a piece to treasure there.
Mhm.
Well, thank you.
Nice.
Mhm.
Very nice.
Nice. Sally, did you have something that you wanted to share?
I'm gonna wait. I'll try to have something for you next Friday. Only thing I've
Okay,
been
no
working
problem.
on is trying
Good
to
stuff.
finish up this project.
Okay.
I can run
David,
another one if you like.
yeah, please, Dan.
Okay. Here's speaking one's mind. There's nothing wrong at all with speaking one's mind as long as one keeps one's language refined. There's nothing wrong at all with needing to speak out when one does so softly or incessantly shouts. All of us have our opinions, which are as varied as humanity, yet when these thoughts are uttered, it should be done with utmost sanity. So remember, when one says anything that could be meant to hinder or teach, there's nothing wrong with speaking one's mind as long as one always minds one's speech.
Absolutely. That's a good piece. I remember you first wrote that. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Brother
Certainly.
Neil, did you have something you'd like to share?
Yeah, I got a short piece to throw in.
Okay. Mhm.
Also taken from the rise and fall of the Fourth Reich.
Okay.
All publicly known homosexuals, including celebrities and athletes, were arrested or listed as fugitives. Those that were suspected and stayed in the open were brutally beaten or murdered. Those who weren't suspected ran back into the closet. Biracial couples and their children were savagely assaulted and killed. The culprits were the militia, who had grown to nearly 8 million from every state and city, men and women. The youngest was 14 and the oldest was 83. Every one of them believed the president was sent by God to save America. Under the pretense of needing to reduce spending to save the country from bankruptcy, the president removed funding for the disabled, even disabled veterans. Social Security was taken away, leaving millions of seniors without the income to pay their bills and buy food. Food stamps were no more. Hospitals and private doctors turned away everyone that had Medicare because the insurance was invalid.
Mhm.
All those things were done to purge the country of the queer, disabled, elderly, and poor. Stop there.
Nice, nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, yeah, no question. Brother Chris, did you have another video that you could show us? I know we have a few minutes here. Was there another piece that you had up that might lift up our spirits, inspire us? Okay, here we go.
Holy Spirit help me for real, because God, I don't know if I can do it. I've never seen it happen, so I don't know if I'm capable of proving it. I'll just stay in this box of my insecurities and there won't be any chance of me ruining it. God, choose someone else more equipped to be your servant. I feel like Moses that has to go back to Egypt, but this time without an errand to run the errands. God, I've slept with my unbelief and birthed out. God, I've bottled my fears, but they still came out. God, every tear, I have been holding back. I've poured and evaporated into this dark cloud. God, if I just stay in this box of my insecurities, God, if I just stay in this box with my doubts and unbelief, you won't have to worry about me. God, I've never felt worthy for the plans you have for me. I'll make peace with the pieces of my heart that has ended in the hands of thieves. I'll dim my light. I'll be comfortable in this dark place since all I've known is grief. That's what I told God. And then he told me to think outside of the box. What makes you think your disobedience is dependent on what I did on the cross? While you were still a sinner, I shed blood for you and I didn't have a second thought. What makes you think you have the power to hang up on what I called? For God's gifts in this call could never be withdrawn. The moment you think you're not capable of doing what God has called is the moment you put God in the box. How you gonna put God in the box when he created the plot? How you got the keys but keeping yourself locked? How you gonna stop what God has made start? And how you gonna call yourself a sinner when God has made you wash? That's like saying God didn't do his job. But on Calvary, he defeated the cross. He made the earth shake when he elevated on the third day. So what makes you think he's not capable of moving mountains that are standing in your way? He's the God that can make the impossible possible in a way out of no way. Let the enemy know I'm a second David because I'll slay any giant that comes my way. I got the army of heaven beside me and the spirit of God standing tall on the inside of me to the very end of age. Why would I stay a baby in the faith when God has no age? I serve a God that's outside of the box. My God is limitless, unconditional, and outside of time, y'all better give him his props. I won't stay locked into something I was freed from. I won't stay bound when I have freedom. I'm transforming my mind and leaving the world's customs. I'm full stepping into God's perfect and pleasing will. I might have to slap and rock every demon that comes my way and make a statement like a will. This time it won't be at the Oscars. I'll take a video and post it as a reel. Let the enemy know I'm taking back everything I ever let him steal. I'm outside of the box.
I'm
Nice.
outside of the box.
That was nice.
Yeah. Emotional. It said the most emotional performance. Really powerful. That's a good way to end. Listen, again, let's converge on I meant to mention that Russell Goodman is Pastor Russell Goodman has this wonderful service that he does on Saturday nights once a month. And it's tomorrow night. It starts at 6 o'clock. It's over at the Nativity School, located at 5th and McClay Streets. And it's free and open to everybody. He always has a wonderful meal. I forget the lady's name who was the caterer, but she is fantastic. And then he brings a sermon that is just out of sight. Brother Russell Goodman can preach. I'm just here to testify. He's really good. And also the community comes out and really supports. So it's wide open. And he always has outstanding, information that he dispenses as well. So check him out. Of course, Joyce Davis, Dr. Joyce Davis is his wife, and you know what she does. I mean, she's just second to none. So, come on out tomorrow night. Again, it starts at 6 o'clock over at Nativity School over there at Fifth and McClay. Don't forget also on Sunday, you can go see the play called Mary. And I know Brother Chris has a flyer that he can pull up on that. And it's tomorrow night as well as Sunday afternoon. And you want to check that out. It's down at Open Stage, and it's put on by Sankofa African American Theater Company with Sister Sharia Ben. So you know it's going to be good. And then Sunday evening, starting at 6 o'clock, is Ro Brady, Wendy Noche Onye, and Maria Chow. They will be performing original poetry there at Open Stage. And you don't want to miss that. All three of them are just excellent at what they do. Again, Maria Chow, Wendy Noche Onye, and our own Ro Brady. All three of them are going to be right there at the Open Stage, located at 25 Court Street in Harrisburg. And you do want to get reservations and, check out the whole, experience that they're offering there at Open Stage this weekend, okay? Don't forget also tomorrow morning at 11:30 on location will be the Powder Room with Lazille Powder, our own Lazille from Trinidad and Tobago, as well as New York City. And she's going to be doing her thing with her artwork. You definitely want to check her out. She's right here on The Voice, 17104 Harrisburg. And, tune in tomorrow at 11:30 p.m. a.m. I'm sorry, 11:30 a.m. And she will be doing her thing up until 12 noon. And so,
I wanted to just show a quick before y'all go the recent pieces I did. This one.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
This one.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes, it is. Man.
And this one, last piece.
Yeah. You always have like a human form plus a tree.
Yeah.
Something roots and stuff going there.
I don't know where the roots are coming, but everything is with roots, and
it's really
he has
good.
roots
it's
from,
really my wife and I bought, I think we bought 3 or 4 pieces from you. We love them. They're great. So, keep doing your thing. It's like your signature, all over it, Dr. Dan, thank you so much for joining us again tonight and reading your poetry.
Pleasure.
Sally, thank you
Certainly,
so
my
much for
pleasure.
coming on. Best of luck with your book. Sister
Thank
Rose,
you.
knock it out the park on Sunday. I know you will, always do. And along with the crew, Maria and also Wendy. And Maria, if you're still listening in, best to your father, Brother Richard James. And hopefully, he's fine. And also your mother, can't forget her. And Brother Neil Owens, thank you, my brother, for always doing what you do. And to everybody that's out there checking out the Writers Workshop, we thank you for supporting this program and also supporting The Voice, 17104 Harrisburg, and Brother Chris Thomas and Sister Melissa Thomas. And just God bless you for all you do. See you guys next week.
See you. Have a blessed one.
And
Right.
good evening.
Everybody.
See ya.
Lizelle, you see that artwork?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I have it hanging on my wall. I love it. It's beautiful. Yes, it's hanging. See it every day. Okay.